Hark, when the night is falling, hear, hear the pipes are calling loudly and proudly calling down.
Hi, and welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2015 Week 2 look at a very big potential ball game here, Scotland at Independence. And
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah, Scotland's making a long trip here
yeah,
to Independence, and I think before the Mallard Creek game, we would have felt like this is going to be a heck of a game against
Yeah.
two great programs. But Mallard Creek coming out and doing what they did to Independence is kind of taking the luster off this game a bit, I guess would be a good way of putting it. And for those of you that don't know about Scotland County, they're no slouch.
no, not
They
at all.
run a spread option offense, and they like to move, no huddle type stuff. Good quarterback. They got a sophomore running back who's very talented also. Independence is going to have to find a way to score. Offensively, they had issues. Granted, it's against Mallard Creek. There's no shame in that. But they're gonna have to look at some film, correct some mistakes. You were there, obviously, last night, Saturday night. Do you think Independence can kind of correct these things in a week's time to compete with a state title contender?
Independence is going to have to stop the run, and I don't know. We've mentioned, and I've mentioned this a lot. There are things you can correct, and there are things you cannot correct. And there's things that takes a long time to correct, and sometimes you can just move players around. I don't know that defensively Independence is better than they are offensively. Defensively, they're going to have to stop the run. I think to face a team like Mallard Creek, an offensive line like that, is going to take it out of any squad, and almost anybody would not. So everybody's going to lose to Mallard Creek. I think the only team that can challenge Mallard Creek's Vance, and this is not, Independence was not Vance. Not everybody in Scotland is not a Mallard Creek across the front line on offense. They're good. They're good, solid. We've seen them in state championships. They're a good, solid program. Defensively, but Scotland's fast, and that was one of the things that really stood out for Mallard Creek was speed. But my biggest concern for Independence, I think they could probably slow down Scotland a heck of a lot more than they could slow down Mallard Creek. I think that's to be expected, and they can make, if you can keep a team under 30 points in high school, you got to feel like if you're a good team, you got to feel like you potentially got a chance. When that score gets up. It's hard to score more than 30 points in high school. It really is. People may not believe that because some of your teams, they do it every week, but they're doing it against weak competition. But when you average it out, it's hard to get above 30 points. And that's where my concern would be for Independence is what can they do offensively against Scotland, because they had a lot of struggles last night.
Well, looking at Scotland's game against Southview, reports were saying Southview was able to move the ball to the red zone, but they weren't able to capitalize when they got down there. So maybe, Independence can get that run game going a bit, in Harden's, kind of read option offense.
Right.
And, get some chunks, and then, when they get down there, try to make the most of it. But, if Independence defense is their strength, maybe they try to slow the game down with their run game, control the ball, keep that Scotland fast-paced offense off the field.
Right.
It's not what we typically say about Independence offense, but if your defense has got the advantage, you want to play the game to that advantage.
So I'll never reveal what coaches tell me. And I'm not going to try to claim that I talked to, lots of coaches, but last night I probably talked to 8 of the Mallard Creek coaches before the game, and to get a feel for what, was going on. And I'm not going to say all the things that they told me, but I can tell you that if they had a concern out of Independence, it was their defense. So, that comment was mentioned to me by several different people, about the Independence defense. Of course, they took well enough care of that situation.
Right.
On the flip side, for Independence, 28 would be, and 28 is going to be the best back in the state this year. It's not by what we saw Saturday night, but then again, who's going to run against that defense?
You got to have the help up front.
You got to have the help up front.
That's the difference.
It really comes down to what the bigs can do. So, before the season started and before we saw Independence get dismantled, I really thought this game, and I had it on an early season of I want to go see it, and I still may because I would like to see Scotland.
Yeah.
And so the draw for that game is going to be just to be able to see Scotland. So I may go to that game or spend some time at that game, but I honestly don't expect it to be a real close. I mean, I don't expect it to be a giant blowout, but I'm favoring Scotland in the game.
Well, I'm going to say this. We have counted Coach Harden out in the past.
Okay.
Now, he's a heck of a coach.
Yeah.
And he got the job because he's a heck of a coach.
Okay.
We thought a couple years ago when he was at Providence and they were going into Mallard Creek in the playoffs that they weren't going to do much. They probably played Mallard Creek the best out of any team.
Right. Now, some people,
playoffs.
if you remember, I could go pull that video up. I tried to tell Mallard Creek people, because there was a lot of the Mallard Creek people, oh, it's just Providence, but, the way he schemes and all of that, and I didn't give him a chance to win the ball game, but I did feel like they would present, and for the same reason that you're bringing up now. So he's got this DC that's come over to from it.
Coach Hurts from Providence came with him. Yep.
So he's there. They're good with coaching. They've got a lot of their old coaches there, and we know the coaches can do things and can scheme, and I'm sure that they're going to correct a lot of the problems that they saw last night. But I don't know. I would never count a Harden out, especially with a team that's potentially as loaded as Independence is going to be every year.
Right.
I do, though, favor Scotland.
I would definitely favor Scotland too. But I'm just saying these guys, are a good coaching group, and once they get it figured out, and they're playing this tough non-conference right now.
That's right.
This is setting them up for conference to correct these mistakes, and then once they get going, I'm telling you,
that's right.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch them.
It's going to be interesting. They may prove us wrong, and they may beat Scotland. We're always here to be proven wrong, and I'll eat crow. So if that's motivation for anybody, but I'll eat crow. Enjoy the game. I hope Scotland brings a lot of people up. They have in the past. Anyway, enjoy the ball game.
Hark, when the night is falling, hear, hear the pipes are calling, loudly and proudly calling, down through the glen. There where the hills are sleeping, now feel the blood a-leaping, high as the spirits of the old Highland men. Towering in gallant fame,